This morning we got the third episode of Wandavision on Disney Plus, and wow, does it give us a lot to talk about and break down. So let's get into it. Welcome to Slow Screen Talk. My name is Luke LaPointe. I started this channel because movies are a big part of my life, and I want to talk about them with people who care about them as much as I do. With that, remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Most importantly, as we are talking about a new episode of WandaVision, I want to hear you down below in that comment section. This is going to be a spoiler review, so don't be afraid to put the spoilers down below in your comments. I'm going to be divulging into a lot of things because I have seen the episode and I have a lot of stuff to talk about. So if you have seen the episode, make sure to comment anything you want down below. And if you haven't seen the episode, come back to this video after you have watched it. Now, let's get into it. So this morning we got the third episode of WandaVision. I think this is definitely the best episode so far. And one of the things I do like about it is kind of the sitcom-y nature of it. It toes the line between sitcom and mystery really well, between that cheesy humor and the divulging into the mystery of what's really happening. I think that does it pretty well. It's pretty unique to the Marvel world, to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think they are pulling it off pretty well, especially based off our reveals at the end of the episode, kind of what this can be. I do like the references to the Mary Tyler Moore Show and the Brady Bunch. Very fun. And I could tell that's what they were going for with certain aspects, the way they shot it, the lines, the dialogue, the music. It felt very Brady Bunch-esque and Mary Tyler Moore-esque. I really enjoyed that. And another thing that I really like is this is the episode where we really start to feel and get confirmation of that something is off. Like I said in my previous review, if you haven't seen it, you can check it up above, that this show gives me vibes to The Truman Show, where you know that something is off even if the characters don't. And every little piece of dialogue, the way things are shot, like the little scores that come in, the little riffs that come in, you know that something is off. And we get major confirmation about that in this episode. And this is the episode where we really get to start diving into what's really going on. And I've been looking back at some of the Easter eggs, and things are starting to make more sense to me. I was a little confused in the first two episodes, but things are starting to make a little more sense about which way this show can be going and what road it's going to be taking. It's starting to be a little more clear now. And one of the main things is the supporting characters. We're talking about Geraldine, Herb, Agnes. You start to realize something is off with them, whether it's the dialogue, whether in the beginning of the episode when Vision is talking to Herb and he's like cutting his hedges, but then he just starts to go into this like brick fence that they have, this brick border that they have, you know, without even noticing. That gives you a little hint, okay, something is weird here, the way he reacts to it. And then at the end of the episode, when Agnes is talking about Geraldine and no home and stuff like that, you start to realize, okay, yeah, something is very, very off. And not only do we realize it, but the characters are starting to realize that too. Not just our main characters with Wanda and Vision, but our supporting characters as well. And then Geraldine plays a big, big part in this episode where you start to really dig into what's really happening. Her relation to Sword, her involvement in Sword, and I am pretty sure, I'm like 100% sure she's going to be Monica Rambeau. I'm pretty sure that's been confirmed online, but I can't remember. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she's going to be Monica Rambeau, which is a pretty big reveal, and also give us a hint to what is going to happen in the future with the remaining episodes of this show. As well as just the reveals are done so well in this episode, the little things, and then the bombshells. Where you're talking about the bombshell line where Geraldine is talking to Wanda when Wanda is singing the lullaby to her kids, and then she goes, oh yeah, Quicksilver, your brother, he was killed by Ultron. And then you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. That sent a little chill down my spine. I'm like, okay, we are going somewhere with this show now. We are rolling. We are cooking with gas now. That was the best moment of the show so far, hands down, because it recognized what happened in the past in the MCU and how that's going to play into effect, into impact the rest of the show. You're like, wow, 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 when you hear that line. And then I talk about the little things. You know, you have the dialogue, the little things that just kind of nudge you to realize, yeah, things aren't normal. When they talk about the doctor being like, yeah, there's no escape, there's no leaving, whatever, when he can't go on his vacation anymore after Wanda gives birth, you know, you realize, yeah, things ain't normal, obviously, but now everyone knows things aren't normal. And I'm also starting to actually realize the meaning of the ads, and those are great little Easter eggs to almost be like subliminal messaging. You know, ads, great when you're talking about subliminal messaging. That is what this is. It's subliminal messaging for Wanda, making her remember some little things, or, you know, kind of create this world that I think we're right now in like an alternate reality. And I think that's kind of where we're going with this, especially with the end of the episode when Geraldine / Monica Rambeau is kind of forced out of Westview by Wanda. She's just pushed out, and then you take a pan out, zoom out, and you have the military surrounding Monica, and then you also have your view of Westview, but it looks like there's some like force field around it or something. So it's some weird alternate reality. And that also explains stuff like the decade hopping, where we're a 50s sitcom, 60s sitcom, 70s, 80s sitcom. That starts to make sense now. I think that things are really starting to get fleshed out more, and we are really going to get a good sense of direction, especially in the next episode. You know, and there wasn't much that I didn't like about this episode. Sometimes the sitcom stuff can be a little tiring with the constant jokes. I know that's intentional. That's totally intentional by Marvel. This is a 70s Brady's Bunch, Mary Tyler Moore Show-esque sitcom in a Marvel show, so you have to expect that. You have to expect the cheesy comedy, the laugh track, stuff like that. And I guess I am starting to get over that. And I don't know really how other characters that were displayed in the trailers, like Randall Park's character, or I can't remember, some of the characters from like Thor, are going to play into this. I am very interested to see how this plays out. But like I said with my first video, I can't score this because I really don't have enough to make a judgment on it. I am very invested in this show now. The first two, I was very interested. I was invested, but this just gave me a real sense of where this show is heading, and I can't wait to see where they keep going with it. I am fully on board with this show, and I am excited to see what they do in future episodes. I cannot wait, because especially we're going to keep decade hopping, and then we're going to get to our modern day, mixing what's happening outside of our alternate reality Westview with what's happening with Wanda and Vision. And I also like this. This is kind of maybe going to give us some Easter eggs about the rest of Phase 4 of the MCU from what I've been reading. I can't wait to see the little Easter eggs that they plant in there to give us a hint of what's going to happen over the next few years of the MCU, maybe, especially stuff with like alternate realities, multiverses, stuff like that. I am very, very excited, and I am fully on board on this show, and that's a review. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and also leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Remember, you can leave spoilers down in this one. I just want to hear what you think about this show, because this is a new show that is giving us very different vibes of the MCU. I want to hear how you think about it, because I have my thoughts, you have your thoughts. Thank you so much, and keep on loving movies as much as I do.